Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We actually want to talk about the daily time frame first, and I take a look at the 1 hour time frame. We currently see a little bit of weakness. Shouldn't be any surprise to anyone who's been following this channel that we see a little bit of weakness today. The market did rally into micro resistance, and the pattern to the upside was to be considered full. Also, I warned about additional volatility today due to the Fed interest rate decision, which is gonna happen today. I don't expect any surprises, but naturally, you know, on a day like that, there is always additional volatility. I shouldn't say always. Sometimes it's a bit of a non-event. And by the way, I wish everybody a happy Fed day. Okay, so let's take a look here at the daily time frame. Just for anybody who's new, because we get new viewers all the time. Just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. We do that sort of once a day. Every other day, we also take a look at the daily time frame, the longer time frame, the bigger picture, because it doesn't make sense to only look at the microstructures. You need to understand the context as well. At least it would be beneficial. Two scenarios we're following. The white scenario is currently my primary scenario, which suggests that we have bottomed in a wave 4 correction. No, I shouldn't say that. We're currently exploring if we've bottomed in a wave 4. That's what we deal with on the 1 hour chart. The idea is that we are, you know, in this white scenario, in the primary scenario, yeah, and that suggests a wave 4 that should finish in the yellow support range between $35,000 and 41,810. From here, we'd like to see a rally in wave 5. This wave 5 can take us to 55 to 60K based on what I see right now. That could still change a little bit, but then we should still see a larger degree 4, a larger degree 5, and there will likely be another 4-5 pattern afterwards that takes us to all-time highs and into the region above $100,000. Bull market target still sort of around $120,000, $125,000. That hasn't changed. And what we're doing currently on the smaller time frame, we're exploring if this wave 4 already formed a low. So we're going to take a look at that in a minute. Let's also talk about what or when will I consider the alternative wave count, which is the deeper B wave pullback. That is also a bullish scenario, but allows for a deeper pullback before we see further upside to all-time highs. That's a scenario in which the price rallied in an A, B, C structure into the January highs. And we could now be in a larger A, B, C, which takes us down into this B wave. And then we can see a larger C wave to all-time highs. This scenario would differ from the white scenario because it's a deeper pullback in wave B. It's a different structure. The C wave will be might not be impulsive. If the C wave to the upside essentially is an ending diagonal, it will become very messy. It will become a very difficult structure. So it's going to be a bumpy ride. So the white count, however, is the primary until the 35K level is broken. That doesn't mean that's necessarily what I prefer personally, because I would very much like another deeper pullback before the halving or before we go to all-time highs. But at the moment, I mean, I can only confirm the yellow count with a break below 35K. Or if I see any additional clues, obviously I might be able to do it earlier. But bottom line is, at the moment, the market is doing everything to confirm the white count, which, as you know, is my primary scenario at the moment. I will always let you know if that changes. Very happy to switch between the two because they are the two most likely scenarios I see. Yeah. At the moment, that can change, but there is usually a most likely one, which is currently the white count, and then the second most likely one is the yellow one. Okay, looking at the shorter time frame, then let's go to the 1 hour chart. Here, the market is showing us the expected pullback. It has been expected. It was expected. Everybody who watched the previous videos or follows us on Twitter or has subscribed to our signals and short-term updates as gold member knows that a pullback was due. Very much, I don't want to say overdue, but yeah, it was pretty much due. The idea is that the third wave topped here on the 11th of January. We just took a look at that on the daily time frame here, wave 3, 11th of January. Then the wave 4 might be over. Yeah, that's what we're currently watching for. The move up in 5 waves at least allows for that interpretation. There are other interpretations, of course, possible, like a larger A, B, C structure. But in the more bullish scenario, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In both scenarios, however, a pullback was due, and we're now watching how the price is reacting to this support area. If we get there at the moment, it seems like we might get there. Price is now at 42,470. Yesterday, I posted on Twitter, the X network, that and the price was just touching the resistance area there around 43,300. I posted the ideal, or the price ideally forms a top in this region, but obviously at the time a price drop was not yet confirmed, and then I highlighted a pullback into the support zone would be very constructive for a potential long trade. Now, I'm not telling you to do that, it's just sort of a setup. It's a long trade setup because we have seen, as per Elliott wave, 5 waves to the upside. Yeah, and then we are now watching for a potential 3-wave pullback. Now, same way, at the moment, we haven't got a confirmed low in place. By the way, make sure you follow us on Twitter, also Instagram, if you like to stay up to date. But here, you see that pullback developing right now. Exact microstructure not so clear, but my best interpretation would be that we're still in this A wave. An A wave can be impulsive, so the sharp pullback is not unexpected. We haven't even reached the support area. First Fibonacci support that really matters is around this area, around 41.8K, 41.7K. There is also a structural support. Then we might see a B wave rally. If we get a clear B wave, we can calculate a target for wave C. That's sort of how I see this. Oftentimes an A wave reacts to the 38.2 Fib level, and there are some interesting developments here as well. Typically, 38.2 is the target for an A wave. Doesn't need to get there, but it's common. And then we could see a head and shoulders pattern possibly here that might drive it further down in this C wave into the support area where the price might then turn around, which would be ideal. Looking at the bigger picture then, this structure is forming an inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Okay, so that's sort of quite interesting. I normally don't point out these structures, but when I see them align with Elliott wave, it might give us an additional edge. Yeah, and I think, we had the reaction to the resistance area. The A wave is likely unfolding. Structural support is communicated, okay? Fibonacci support as well. And then over the course of the day, ideally, we see a B wave develop at some point. It might be very volatile today, as I said, due to the Fed interest rate decision. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.